Big change in the world of the Haworth Fern on this list. I've been S tier on this chair for every list that we've done, except for our very first list that we did before we got the premium version with no lumbar, no headrest, which I love. I'm demoting the Fern though. I'm coming down from S tier to A tier on the Fern simply because there's another chair out there that I think is just a notch better than it in every aspect. And I also got to just knock it down a little bit simply because I only grade it S tier when it has a specific combination, digital knit, no headrest, no lumbar, so it's pretty specific to that one type of style, and so I'm just going to bring this down to an A tier. I think it's a more fair rank.
Yeah, this really does feel like the prototypical A tier chair. For me, there isn't quite anything that brings it up to that S tier. I do like the narrow backrest. You can kind of see when you're sitting in it, you have a little less restriction. You can really move around. It's flexible on top of that. Personally, I like the lumbar support added in there. Headrest is, of course, we've said for years now, stay away from that headrest. The seat's really nice. Has a little bit more movement in some of the parts, and Haworth does kind of get a little bit of hate on that sometimes, but really it's not a problem if you just kind of keep everything tight. So
yeah, I think number one, this is the newest color that we have here with is the gradient mesh. Feels a little bit different than the other upholsteries. I think it's got a nice softness to it, but it's not going to be quite as soft as that digital knit. I do like the look of it, of course. Overall, I gave this chair an A in the past. I'm going to stick with the A. I don't think it's changed significantly for me, maybe like Ryan, because I was already at the A. Unlike Ryan, I love the lumbar support, but I definitely would go no headrest. So A overall with everybody, I think. Next up on the list is the Anthros V2. So this is going to be a change mostly in the backrest and in the seat, which I think are two significant changes, especially for comfort specifically. They actually widened and lengthened the seat out, flattened it too, so it's not quite so contoured. Still has those nice cutouts underneath the seat, which give you a lot of comfort and support where it doesn't feel like you're bottoming out, and they actually made these pads a little bit bigger. I like that because they were really kind of pokey almost before, where it didn't feel like a full back. So I really like the chair. One thing I'd love to see to even get it up higher is going to be these arm pads. I still don't love the shape on this. I'd like to see them flattened out a little bit more and just give you a little bit more usable space. My arms kind of slip off the sides. I'm not sure where the other guys are, but yeah, I'm an A on this.
So I'm going to be slightly behind Greg on this one. I'm going to be right at a B+. I think that it's a comfortable chair, definitely in the seat, and the backrest padding is comfortable for sure. I think that it's just missing on two key components for me personally, one seat depth adjustment and two back height adjustment. The position of the backrest kind of makes me have to hunch my back a little bit. I wish that I could adjust the height just a tad bit, and I think it would feel a little bit more supportive. But in terms of the padding, super comfortable, and it does flex with you, so however you move, it will move with you, which I do really like. And then the seat is super unique. With those cutouts, the thick design, you're not going to find that in any other ergonomic chair, but I wish it did have seat depth adjustment so that I didn't have to use the pelvic support as my seat depth adjustment, and I could just use the chair the way that it's kind of meant to be used. I don't think that the arms are a huge detriment. I do think that they could be softer. The recline isn't my favorite compared to all the other high-end chairs, but I still think it's comfortable overall, so I'm going to be at a B+.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way where I have to use that pelvic support to kind of determine where my seat depth is going to be, and then I wonder if I lose a little bit of the overall adjustability because of that. But again, a huge improvement with the new pads and the new style of this. I like how it has that more open backrest, but yet now with the newer version, the pads are a little bigger, so you do have a little more of that upper back support. Very comfortable chair. I'm going to give this a B+, so we'll average out to a B+.
Well, I've got bad news for the Steelcase Gesture. I actually took this one down from last year, so I had this at a B tier. Biggest thing for me, number one, I like a lot of lumbar support. This chair just doesn't have significant lumbar support. The seat pad on it, it has this like slightly pitched forward feel to it. Honestly, the big thing for me, the reason why I'm even giving this what I'm going to give it is the arm pads are widely adjustable and it's got this incredible headrest. If you get the headrest, it bumps it up a little bit, but these armrests are crazy. The cantilever arms are unlike any other that I've tested. I know that the Leap has widely adjustable. These even get more narrow than those. You know, if you're that mobile gamer or you just like to sit locked in your chair, you're gonna love this. This headrest is definitely S tier, but overall, because of the lack of lumbar and that seat pad, a little too thin in my tailbone, slightly slanted forward, I'm gonna go C+ here. I feel bad, but it is what it is.
I'm actually going the opposite direction of Greg here. So I've historically been at around a B+, B+ on the Gesture. I'm bumping this up to an A-. One, because the more chairs that we bring in, the more appreciation I have for chairs like the Gesture, because it's very difficult for us to bring in chairs that we are even willing to put in an A tier or a B tier. And so I just am gaining appreciation for the Gesture, especially because we got the version with the headrest. This is the only high-end chair, in my opinion, that you can get that actually has a very good headrest. I think it's got perfect lumbar support for me. The arms are amazing. I don't love the seat. That's my biggest gripe. I think the seat pad is a little too thin, and I also share the same sentiment as Greg that it feels like you're pitched forward a little bit. But when this thing has the headrest and you're using it in a good position, I do think that it's an A tier chair. I'm going to put it in an A-.
Personally, I just love that headrest. We've had this version for, is it a couple years now? And for me, it really keeps it up there because I would be tempted to bring it down because of that kind of seat sliding issue. And to me, the arms even feel like they're a little bit slanted outward. But now these aren't issues that would be bad enough that like it wouldn't make me want to return the chair. They're not that bad, but they are things that keep it from being higher than that. And again, the headrest brings it up to an A. So that's going to average out to a B.
Guitar players, can they use this?
Definitely.
Yeah, the arms get down super low on it, so if you're playing guitar, this could be a good option.
If you want to see how we rank all of the most popular chairs, head over to BTODtv to see our full office chair tier list. Click the link in the description.